Okay, my name is Izu Ojukwu. I'm the director of the film 76.
And Izu, what is 76 about?
Yeah, 76 is a film about honor and integrity. A young girl from the southeastern part of Nigeria in love with a young officer from the north. And then this was like 6 years after the Civil War, when the relationship between the north and south was still very fragile. The lady was pregnant when the husband was indicted in a botched coup attempt. So the intrigue, the drama in trying to see how she can help her husband out. That's the story of 76.
And it's a very Nigerian story in a way, isn't it? Because it is about the conflict between the different regions and how that plays out in a personal sense.
Exactly, and it happened at a pivotal moment in Nigerian political history. 6 years after the Civil War, the oil boom in the country is a decision-making decade. It's a decade that Nigeria ought to have emerged as an economic giant in the world, not just Africa.
So why did you choose to make a history film?
Yeah, why I chose to make a history film, because until you know where you're coming from, your destination will be bleak, So I thought one, history was scrapped from our secondary school curriculum, and rightly so, because really people don't care about history. We have little respect for history. So I decided to see how I can start packaging history in a more entertaining fashion using historical events. So this is actually a blend of historical events and fictional, context. So tell a story about a historical event in a manner that will be appealing to the younger generation. By so doing, they get to know where we're coming from. They get to know that at some point the Nigerian naira was even more valuable to the dollar. So they get to know that whatever is happening now can still be better if we understand where we're coming from. We know that these things are not rocket science. It's man-made. They can be corrected. So until you understand that at a point in our political history, we had these, then you have the faith that it can still
get better.
Yeah.
And where is the film? Where can we see the film?
Yeah, well, currently in Nigeria, it's done its theatricals, and we're still, doing international distribution. We have sales agents in the US, in Hollywood. So right now we're working on getting it across the world.
Yeah. And what's your next film project?
My next project actually is in post-production. Is another historical film about the Queen of Zazzau, the Queen Amina of Zazzau. Yeah.
Right.
It's also about woman empowerment. She emerged at a point where, of course, it's even difficult for women to take their rightful positions now. So not to talk about the 16th century, when she emerged and then she became a warrior. She was the only child of a king. And against all odds, she was able to take over power and sustain power and conquered kingdoms. So she's in the category of the Cleopatras, but no one is celebrating her. So we decided to celebrate her achievements through this film, Queen Amina of Zazzau.